Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2025 Buick Encore GX. Special thanks to the team at Quantrill, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac for providing the car for this video. The 2025 Buick Encore GX. This is the entry-level vehicle for Buick at this point, and it's trying to do a lot of things, and I think it's a good option. So the Encore comes with a 1.3 liter 3-cylinder engine, which is turbo, that produces 155 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque. And those numbers are very good for the class, and at least with comparing with the cars that I'm going to be mentioning in a few minutes. By the way, this is a subcompact SUV, and because it's Buick, it's leaning towards a little bit of premiumness, I would say. I wouldn't call this luxury, but it's a smart product from Buick, trying to have a product that is priced to enter the brand and to gain a little bit extra from, for example, a product from Chevrolet. So it's all good in here. So the Encore competes with cars like the Kia Seltos, the Nissan Kicks, the Volkswagen Taos, and the Honda HR-V. There are plenty of more options in this segment. This is, I sound like a broken record. I say this in pretty much all my videos, but it's true. The SUV segment in general, the subcompact and the compact, and I think at any SUV level that you see, there are a lot of offerings. At the end, is only good for you and I as consumers. Standard safety features for the Buick Encore are things like forward collision alert, front pedestrian braking, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, lane change alert with side blind zone alert, and following distance indicator. Fuel efficiency for the Buick Encore GX is 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers city and 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 29 mpg city and 31 mpg highway. And those numbers are related to the all-wheel drive models. By the way, this car is available with optional front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And another important thing is that the front-wheel drive comes with a CVT transmission, and the all-wheel drive models comes with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Price for the Buick Encore GX starts in Canada around 32,000 Canadian dollars. The top trim goes around 40,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the base trim starts around 26,000 US dollars, and the top trim comes around 31,000 US dollars. None of those include options, and there are some options to be had in different trims, so the price will vary depending on which options you decide to take. But the Buick Encore GX interior, well, it's a combination of premium and somehow budget, depending on how you see it. So the materials in the dashboard are all hard plastic, but there is this grain and this stitching here, which is fake, but at least give you somehow a visual effect, and have this chrome here, and the design of the vents are different and nice. This is hard plastic as well. The touch points are a little bit battered. It's okay in here. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and is heated in this model, which is ST, the second one on the lineup, and has a flat bottom, which makes it look pretty cool. I like the look of the steering. The seats are comfy, and they are this material that is, you know, it's like a fake leather, and I think you have a name for it that I cannot remember, but there is perforated in the center and have this piping and contrast blue stitching, so at least has a little bit of extra. I mean, it's hard to compete with a black on black interior, which by the way is my preferred, but at least they do something here to bring the seats a little bit alive. The power windows is one touch up and down for the driver, and it has this screen here. It's a full screen, or at least from the design perspective, and this is interior design that Buick is more moving towards, and it's very similar to other Buicks in the lineup as well, so it's cool. This is an 11 inches touch screen, which is color and it's very crisp and really nice to look at, and the icons are big. It's easy to use. The menus are pretty simple, so nobody will have an issue with learning how to use it and working with this. And then there is the main screen here, which has your basic driving information like speed, gas, etc. It's all digital. It looks good. It's simple, but it looks good, and you know, gives the cabin also a little bit of a modern vibe because it's just not your regular thing. Also, this you can find in different products on the Buick lineup. But the upper you go, the better and the more, you know, tech heavy become. But this is nice for the entry level. The air conditioning controls are all physical buttons, which I appreciate. There is 2 cup holders here, an extra cubby, a wireless charging pad here, USB and USB-C charging as well, a regular shifter, which I also really appreciate. The center console has an extra tray here, which is handy, and it's narrow but it's deep, so it's good. What is huge? It's glove box. Comparing to bigger and other cars, at least that's good. The seats on this model too are heated. It has this panoramic sunroof here. The car is small, the roof is small, but brings a lot of light and, you know, air feeling and airy feeling to the cabin, which I appreciate. I fit behind myself in the second row. For a compact SUV is good. I think it's competitive on the class. You will find some that are a little bit bigger, some that are a little bit smaller, depending on, but it's practical, sufficient, and it's family friendly from sure. And the cargo space seems to me pretty generous considering the size of the car, and it's of course practical, so it's good. So I like this cabin. It has some different elements that it brings a premium level with the screens and the design and, you know, some other elements here, and is, I think, price appropriate, so it's good. It is up to date and it's competitive. It's nice to look at, but while driving it's really quiet. It's nice. How is to drive the 2025 Buick Encore GX? It is nice in here. It is nice to drive. It's a nice little car, and I'm calling it little because it's a subcompact SUV. It's not necessarily that small. In fact, the Encore started as a smaller vehicle, and it was a huge success for Buick. So for this generation, they made it bigger. The brands are always claim that it was because customer wanted bigger. I have a hard time to believe that if you buy something small, you want it bigger when there are bigger cars there. But, you know, generation over the generation, in general, cars seem to be growing for a reason that only the car brands can explain. But anyway, now it's bigger, and it's obviously there is more space in the cabin and more cargo space and all that. Should be good. It's still fairly small, so for those that are looking for a subcompact SUV, a car of this size, it's good because you can. It's easy to maneuver. And let's go back to the how it's to drive. So because of the size and dimension of the car, it's pretty easy to maneuver. It's a perfect city car. You can park it everywhere, you can go everywhere, but because it has this kind of square-ish shape, it's this mini or subcompact SUV, but it's tall, so there's a space for headroom. It's wide enough, so it feels comfortable here. It's cozy but comfortable, and there is also reasonable space in the back seat and also in the car. They are really practical, and not everybody wants a huge car or needs a huge car, but practicality is a big thing. And remember, SUVs are here to be on the place of the sedans that are going away or went away. So you have to give them something that will make people excited or interested about it. So the Encore suspension is soft, it's really comfortable for what I can feel, but is not the most floaty out there, and it's a little bit tied down. And I guess it's also because of the size of the car, and this platform is shared with some Chevrolet products, so they added the extra comfort and travel in the suspension without making it too floaty, but also you can feel a little bit of responsiveness and the car being a little bit tied down. So I like that. It's my preferred way of having a car, but this is good because it's a good blend with comfort but still some level of dynamics. The steering weight is also soft and light, and that's good. And let's be clear, most Buick customers, that's what they are looking for and what they expect from a Buick. This is an experiment to me type of thing. So consumers are changing, the market is changing, so the brands have to come up with this type of product. So it's no longer a big sedan or a soft thing. It's this subcompact SUV trying to be premium and comfortable, and I think Buick is achieving that. So I think the star of this car is the engine. Crazy enough, it's a small engine but has a lot of torque, and of course it's turbo, so it makes the car really peppy. As soon as you accelerate, the car goes, it feels that the power is there all the time. You are not lacking power by any means, and especially with comparing with the segment, it feels really responsive. So that right there, you know, rewards you because you are getting the car that is the entry level from the brand. It's a smaller car, so you don't have to suffer about power or give away all that just to get a smaller car. I like this. I like this powertrain. I think it's pretty well calibrated and it's giving people enough for what they want. And once again, remember, the subcompact class is all very close to this, but the torque on this car is really good, and the torque is what you need to take off from a stop and sometime passing, and for that feeling of immediate and responsive power, and all that is here and it's good. The seats are comfortable, I like them, and driving the car they feel supportive and cushy, so that's good. Visibility is also good. The mirrors are big for the size of the car, and the windows are big enough too. I have full visibility of the whole car. There is a little bit of a blind spot on the C-pillar there, but the back window is big, and this is a shape and things that you will find in most of the offerings, so it's good. There is no shortcoming on that regard, at least. Now I'm going on an uphill and I just downshift, and this car is nice. This power is nice. This engine is nice. It's good. I think, again, it's the star of the story here because it makes a car feel a lot more of what it is or what the papers and the numbers would suggest. I really like that. The brakes feel responsive and adequate for this car as well. And the cabin so far has been pretty quiet, which is one of the elements that make a car and a driving experience a little bit premium. And I think Buick put the effort on that because you can tell it doesn't feel loud at all. And especially with comparing with other brands in this segment too, I think that premiumness between the suspension, the peppy engine, and the quiet cabin Buick is giving you. So I like this car, and I like this type of cars. I grew up with smaller cars and manual transmissions and zero options, and now cars, especially at the entry level, are really cool. Of course, this is not the cheapest car out there either. There are other options in this segment and smaller segments that are cheaper, but there is a level of value proposition here. There is something that you get back from your money, so you pay a little bit more for the Buick brand, but Buick has made a great effort to give you back part of your money, and there's a sensation that you got what you were looking for. So points to Buick. I do like this Buick Encore. I do. If you're in the market for a subcompact SUV and want a little bit of a premium vibe on it, test drive the Buick Encore GX.